Here's an interesting thought. I've seen a number of like animal lovers on Facebook recently, and actually one of my grandmothers falls into that label. Um, and it's interesting that they have obviously a really intense connection to animals, or at least pets. Let's say pets. That's more accurate. Like dogs and cats, and they like all the dumb articles and pictures and stories on social media about animals being rescued or doing tricks or X, Y, and Z. Um, and very few of them, I imagine, are vegans or at least vegetarian. Uh, it's just interesting. It's an interesting state of mind, especially when obviously these people have a very intense empathy towards animals, which is fine. It's I have no problem with it. Um, to a certain extent, I feel the same way. About dogs, about cute animals, and that might actually be part of the reason is these people are intensely empathetic towards the cute animals, the pets, the animals we've conditioned to like for one reason or another. It's strange that their empathy ends kind of at McDonald's. It ends at Kroger. It ends at Walmart. If the animal has already been cut up and processed and thrown, in the meat aisle, that's where their empathy ends. It's really interesting, and I guess that's a side effect of taking, removing the face away from the meat, the end product. And I guess that's probably just a side effect of me being kind of OCD when it comes to ideas and consistency. Because you see just a lot of people out there being like, saying impassioned and very emotional things about people that, hurt animals or abuse dogs or cats or mistreat them or whatnot. And I've read an article recently where this guy was sentenced to 99 years in prison for a combination of like credit card fraud and animal abuse. Yeah, and there are these people on there cheering about sending this man away for 99 years for animal cruelty, which is terrible, and there should be repercussions, sure. There are people lamenting that he should go to prison for 99 years, even if there was no credit card fraud. And I think he's supposed to be up for parole in 18 years. And some people were saying like, "Oh, well, this is terrible. Why would he have the opportunity to get out in 18 years?" When you think about it, like it's animals. It's while they do deserve empathy and consideration, and they should be treated well. And it's actually a sign of like, I consider it a sign of mental issues if you mistreat animals, but it does come off very extreme to say things like this. And what's interesting though is most of these people probably eat a lot of meat every day. And so while this guy, whether he was starving his dogs or hitting them or, whatever mistreatment he was giving them, he wasn't chopping them up and cooking them and eating them. He was other animals, but all these other people that were hating on him do that too. and they support systems where raising animals has become very a very like factory sort of system where they're just grown as fast as they can be, and then made put in difficult positions just to or harsh conditions just to produce more eggs or to produce larger chickens or to milk produce more milk out of cows and all this stuff. This very real mistreatment that turns out all the food that these people are eating, and they don't mind at all, or at least they don't think about it, or there's whatever cognitive dissonance that we as humans are really, really good at. So it's a pretty interesting thing, and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a bit annoying that people could get this emotional about it and not accidentally see a flash in a mirror and see their own activities. I've actually gone mostly vegan recently. The turning point was when I saw some footage of the dairy industry and the poultry industry and how they were treating their animals. And, I don't know if those videos were representative of the whole of those industries. And it was obviously a vegan that put those, that message out there that I saw. And so it's very possible that it's slanted. And if it is, so be it. But it seems believable because just the level of meat and dairy and eggs that we have to eat, or that need to be produced to, feed all these people or to keep up with the demand, is pretty massive. And it follows that farmers and the industry as a whole would turn to less humane ways of meeting that demand. And what's interesting is, I don't even know if it's right and proper to use the word humane when you're talking about treating animals, because it sounds like the word is a derivative of human and a way you should treat a human. And I in no way say that animals are on the same par as human, but I think they do deserve some consideration. And so for that reason, I don't buy any animal products for my house. Like if I go out to eat, I'll eat animal products. I'm not completely opposed to it. Yeah, there's a level of empathy inside of me, and when I saw the way that they were treating the animals, I'm like, well, I don't completely like the idea of animals who, on a certain level, can feel. I don't necessarily like that they have a shitty, painful life, and then they're killed and eaten. It doesn't sit right with me. And it's also kind of an experiment to see how it impacts my health. I do have high blood pressure, and I was wondering, I've seen a lot of claims by vegans about how eating plant-based diets is good for overall health, so I figured, why not give it a shot? I'll indulge in my empathy and in an experiment to see how it impacts my health. So yeah, that was just something I noticed this week. I'm always seeking out ideological and philosophical consistency. This is just something that tickled my mind, and I thought I'd share it. Make America great again.